In the words of lead designer Dennis himself, before I get told this is fake,
"Not this time. This is the end of the Clone Wars for now."
So to no surprise, the Clone Wars content is on hold for now, while content from The Rise of Skywalker will be being introduced in the next few months. Obviously there's going to be a few reinforcement skins here and there, but the big bulk of the Clone Wars content is now over. And whether you like the sequel trilogy or you don't, they were obviously going to focus the content around this time of the year on that movie. And movie opinions aside, I think DICE will probably do an excellent job with the new world that's coming to the game. It's been called one of the biggest drops of content they have been working on. That's confirmed by Ben, so I'm looking forward to it. And it's nice to see, looking at the Clone Wars content, how much attraction this has brought the game. Like, those community update videos now are getting over 1 million views easy. I remember the times when they were struggling to get 800,000 if that, so we've moved a long way and it is great to see. What was your favourite part of the Clone Wars season? Let me know in the comments section. Overall, I think it has been solid. Maps was a real issue where things are struggling, but I think the introduction of Felucia has really balanced that out, and if they can just try to get Felucia into a few more modes, primarily Galactic Assault and Heroes vs Villains, then things should be looking good. We actually got a total of 5 new maps in this Clone Wars season. 2 Geonosis maps, one for GA, one for CS, Felucia, and the Dreadnought and the Venator, the capital ships. So maps wise it wasn't too bad considering this is free content, nothing like Battlefront 1 where we were getting like 4 or 5 maps a DLC. 4 new heroes. I suppose the big question now is, where is Ahsoka, where is Ventress? While there's never been anything in the files to point towards Ventress, at this point it's kind of pointing towards that if Ahsoka ever does get added, Ventress will be alongside her. We did have some voice lines in the files pointing towards Ahsoka from Grievous, also files pointing towards Padme from Grievous, but they are no longer present in the files. That's probably to stop speculation, and it's a pretty smart move, you know, get it out of there. But at the same time, will they ever come to the game? In 2020, it will be getting on 2 years from Dennis's comment where he said that more female heroes will be added to the game. That's a long time to wait from a singular comment. So nothing Ahsoka, nothing Ventress in the files, Cad Bane, and also Padme, who are likely to be the other heroes, maybe Django, but the dev teasers have pointed more towards Cad Bane. Nothing for those guys either. Given the situation with this game, given the comeback they had to kind of make, I think things were dealt with pretty well. Grievous was added to the game almost a year ago, and that was like the biggest first piece of content we got in a long time. And then when everything was filled up on the roadmap, so all the heroes, the new game mode, everything like that, we thought that would be it, but out of nowhere, 4 new reinforcements, more maps for Capital Supremacy, more skins. You really couldn't ask for more at this point. I think people maybe wanted Coruscant, but I don't see it happening with just how complicated that would be to make. There's already frame rate issues with Felucia where it's just completely dropping off, so imagine putting Coruscant into the game. They'd have to wait until a Battlefront 3, which obviously isn't on the table right now, but maybe 5 to 10 years from now with next gen consoles, Coruscant could be a thing. It's way too risky. The fact that the frame rate is dropping with Felucia puts big question marks in the way of Coruscant for this game, and I would bear that in mind. Yes, you could probably get given Coruscant with the Frostbite engine, but would it be up to its usual standard performance-wise? Absolutely not. Heroes was an interesting part of this DLC. We got Too Close Together, then a few months break, and Too Close Together again, and then nothing since February. Overall, that's not been too great, and the focus on reinforcements has kind of made up for that. There's a lot of reinforcements on the Battlefront these days. It can get a bit annoying, but at the end of the day, I was part of the crowd who begged for these reinforcements, even ones like the ARC Trooper and the Commando Droid, which weren't as highly requested as the Clone Commando and the Droideka. I was still part of that crowd asking for them, so I can't complain here. It's pretty great, even though there's feels like there's just teams of reinforcements these days. Geonosis was a bit of a copy of Tatooine and Jakku, but I do like it. And the fact that droids even got skins and the clone skins are all fixed, I think this was a great season. I think this was a great example of how to bring a game back from the dead. There is something inside me though that tells me that EA only allowed DICE to continue developing Battlefront 2 because of the backlash, because there was never a game in history really which got a backlash like this, the most downvoted Reddit post. Something kind of had to be done. So when people say like, where does the funding come from for Battlefront 2? it's probably out of EA's pocket at this point to protect themselves, which is sad, but you can't fault the amount of effort that's been put into this. The bugs are so annoying. The latest update hasn't brought in that many, if any at all. The frame rate's the real problem, but bugs have been a major down point. However, if you cancel out those bugs, the Clone Wars season has been pretty amazing, and I doubt the sequel season for Episode 9 will even compare to this. Even if the content is much better, you've got to remember that it's not as beloved by the fans. If Clone Wars does come back in 2020, which I don't know, because they might want to move on to the original trilogy, we'll have to see where things go. But if Clone Wars makes a return, then maybe the hype will build up again. But I just want to say, when we're going to be looking at the community update videos for the sequel content, don't expect it to be pulling in as many likes, as many views as the Clone Wars content. Maybe the game might take a backseat for a few months, but no way will it die. Content will still be coming, it just won't be as beloved content. And I will make sure, this is my promise to you, that I will judge that sequel content as content for a game and not based on, oh, I don't like the movies for the sequels, so I'm going to hate the content. No, I promise you, I will judge that content as gaming content, just like I do with the already existing sequel heroes and maps. Crate's an amazing map, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they can pull off. I just hope, I'm kind of predicting this, I just hope that Crate isn't added as a HVV map in regards to this new sequel content. I know they're making a new world, but please don't count that as content for the movie. I can just see this happening. Disinclude it from that stuff. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, and the Clone Wars is over for now. It's sad. I'm tearing up. I'm tearing up. I'm not really, but it is sad. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time.